Alright, good afternoon. November 720 Sierra here, Steve out in the garage. It is Saturday, February 8th, and started working about 12:30. It's now 4:30. But what we did is I had put this luggage floor in, not stapled, riveted in, but just put it in. Got everything lined up, parachute box in, everything lined up, and forgot I had not put this piece in first, and it has to go at an angle because it pops down. So I had to take the whole luggage floor out, and that was a lot of work. I had to undo a couple of rivets on this cross piece so we could get it to bend enough to get it out, put this piece back in, and then put everything back down and line up all the clippers. So that's what I've done. I just got through on this underneath bar. There's 3 rivets on each side, and I just got through riveting those in. I riveted a couple back there. I'm not through lining everything up, but I'm pretty close. So I've got everything lined up here. Now what I'm going to do is slowly start riveting this thing down and in place, but I think I'm going to take this. I'll take this out of the way again. This is just a jig, which will eventually come out altogether, so you won't have this sitting back here because the rear seat goes in here. These are the backrests for the rear seat to sit up against here, and it'll slide down in here into that panel there. It almost to the point where I have to take this and the center fuselage over here and merge them together. That's coming up real soon. But I needed to get this down. So all of the rib nuts are in, the plates are screwed in, looks okay. I put those reinforcing plates where I can put my D-rings in here, but I'm not going to drill the D-rings until I get it in here, and I'm not taking it out again. I'm done. I taken it in and out 4 or 5 times. So I just have to go up and rivet all along the side rail. There's one up underneath there that I got to get to. I can't quite reach it. Got to reach it with a pair of pliers. Tried to get a rivet in it, I got to clear drill it. So I'm still got to do that. There's a couple more things here and there. I've cut myself a couple of times reaching underneath here. I've got some rivets to put in here. All of these got to get put in. So I've still got a lot of work to do, but it's getting there. Kind of fun putting all this stuff together. So yeah, it'll be super rigid and make the aircraft really strong in this area once I get this all riveted. So that's what I'm working on now. A lot of rivets to be put in here, so that's what I'm working on. I'm going to turn off the video for a minute, and I'll turn it back on when I'm actually got some rivets to put in. Right now I'm just lining everything up and checking that everything's in the right place. These little corners here got bent up, so I had to drill a little hole in there because they got to rip, and so I did a hole to make it stop rip. So you may have to watch these corners, you may have to do that too. But everything looks pretty good. I mean, the parachute, the rocket covers been riveted, not riveted, rib knotted in with some screws, just in there temporarily. I only have 2 screws on each side. It's not all the way down, but it gets the idea where it goes. So I'm probably going to take this out because I got some rivets back there I got to put in. And then I'll put it in and I'll start riveting up this whole area and underneath here. So that's what I'm working on. Let me turn it off and I'll turn it back on in a little bit when I get some more to do. Okay, now remember these rivets go this way. The rivets here and here come the other way. You got to go up inside the parachute box and put them in this way because you don't want anything to rip the parachute as it goes through. So those all have to become this way. So I've got to get up on the ladder and do those. And there's one way in the corner, but I'm not sure when I get that one. But these ones here got to come the opposite way. So I'm going to climb up on the ladder, take the rivet gun. I've got a ladder over here. And let me see. Okay. Sometimes you got to gear drill a little bit. Okay, on that rivet, I clicked the button before I had it all the way pushed against the bulkhead, so now I have to drill it out. Because it is not in there all the way. I do have a hand rivet gun that comes in handy when you're working in these tight spaces up in these little places. You can't get an automatic one in there. But it is not fun pulling these by hand. Alright, well the gun's jammed, I'm going to have to take it apart. So I'm going to turn off the video. You guys get the idea of what we're doing. Hey, good morning everyone. It's November 720 Sierra out in the garage. It is not snowing today, as it wasn't yesterday. It's February 9th, about 10:30 in the morning. I've been working for a half hour already. I'm just continuing of yesterday's, putting these rivets in to hold all of this area. I've still got some up in here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to do up in there. I got a couple more over there to do. And then I forgot, I thought I had all this in last night, and I was looking at the back of the plane, and all this section back here, the back of the luggage rack, had not been riveted in yet. It's just all clecoed in, so I'm doing that this morning here. So I'm just about to make some small drills, clear cuts on a couple of these holes so I can get rivets into them. So that's what you're going to hear now. There we go. This is really a nice drill that somebody loaned me. That that's interesting. The holes there that go through, but they'll have to be drilled. Okay, so let me drill all the way through on these. All right. All right, I know it does. Okay, so that's in. Got more to cleco and more to take out. Let's see, where's my cleco pliers? Little one may have walked off with them. She's out here too, somewhere. She learned to open up the door, so she goes in and out of the door now, and sometimes she goes back inside and I don't realize it. All right, kiddo, come here. Come here, up. Come here, up. Okay. All right. So here, wave at the camera, wave. Say hi, everybody. Say hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube, there you go. All right, let me go inside and go see mommy. All right, so anyway, that's when I'm working back there, doing some riveting back there. So let me leave the video going while I'm doing that. You can see me working a little bit. Not very impressive. I guess I should put the camera the other way, but anyway, it's not that impressive. It's just taking out clecos that hold this back section in and putting in rivets. All right, so got that one down. That was tough. Got another one over here in the corner and a couple here. And guess what? I'll be doing those by hand. They're not easy to do by hand. All right, well, I'm going to shut off the camera for now. You guys have seen what's going on. And you don't need to see me struggle to put in a couple of rivets manually. All right. This is November 720 Sierra. I'll sign off on this video for a few minutes, and hope you like the videos and have learned something, especially with the guys that were building. Hopefully you learned something from my mistakes, and so you can see to do it better. I know there's a lot of videos out there that I look at other people's because I'm trying to figure out how to do things, and I learn from their videos how to do things, so the instructions aren't always as clear as I would like them to be. So anyway, let me turn this a little bit. over here is the rear fuselage, and we are just about at the point that we are going to have to merge these two together. But let me show you a couple of things that we've done. Because I think I've shown this already. The back seat holder is just Clecoed in. This torque tube is here. This is just a piece of wood with some sandpaper that I'm going to use to sandpaper views at the bottom. And we got this torque tube in here. And they're not free flowing enough yet. And there's the bottom one, but they are in and everything's there. They're not free flowing enough yet, so I still have to do some sanding on those. And that's still to come, but anyway, it's in. You can see the sticks are in, and they are set up in here. Now, there was a problem I had with the sticks, and I'll tell you now, when I took everything, I Clecoed everything in and they fit perfectly. I had to bend them around a little bit, but when I riveted that front frame in, it has 9 rivets at the bottom. And once I did that, it became very, very, very solid, and you couldn't bend it at all. So I had hooked the rear grommets into the holder that I put here, and then ran the stick forward, and it was off by about ½ an inch. And I could not bend that thing back far enough to get it to match up. So I wrote to Sling, and I sent them pictures, and they said that what I needed to do was put the front grommets in first, and then push it back and get it up into the rear grommets, the aft grommets, grommet into this one back here. So it took 2 of us guys to do this yesterday, but I pushed from the front with the stick in the grommet, pushed it back, and then he pulled and got that grommet to go up into that rear aft mount there, and it worked fine. So it's very tight, but that's the way Sling said to do it, Sling Technical. So I did get it in, it's working, but it's very tight. So I guess I'm going to need to do some more sanding on it to loosen it up a little bit, but at least it's in the right spot, and I can move it around. And the more I leave it in, and the more I move it around, the looser it becomes. So a lot of this stuff, once you get it in, you start moving it, and it starts to loosen up. Anyway, the front sticks are in. The question I have on this top cover that I haven't figured out, it screws in, and it's like there's a place in the very back panel of this thing, right? There's 2 holes here, and there's 2 holes on the rear main carry through that these line up with, but they're not threaded. And it doesn't say to put rivet nuts in, and it would be really, really difficult to cut through that. It's very thick metal to put rivet nuts in there. So I have yet to find any instructions what it tells me to do with these 2. I thought you riveted them in, but that doesn't make no sense, because if you rivet those, but all of these that got screws in them, this has to come off as an inspection plate. So this can't be riveted back here. So it's got to come up. Something has to do to put them on, but I don't know how yet. So that's one of my research projects now, is to figure out where that is. This is a CF Skin 023 CC2 front control top cover skin. So if you guys know how those go in, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know yet. It may be that I just put a piece of if I can't find anything else, what I'll do is I'll just put a piece of a wire tie through it, and just leave it so that I can get them out. But I got to figure that out. So anyway.
Very good. Next, Glenn. We're a BVARC member, life member, but we moved to Austin after Hurricane Harvey, so that's why you haven't heard me.
So yeah, you can hear my ham radios on as they're talking. All right, now it's going to cut this video for now while I keep working on a couple of things. So November 720 Sierra. Hope you like the channel. Please like and subscribe. Of the people who watch the videos, less than 20% subscribe. And I'm at 993, so I'd like to get to 200. And of course, you know, ultimately I'd like to get above 250, but yeah, it is what it is. So if you'd like to support us, we do have a GoFundMe account up. So please feel free to help us out. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you later. All right, November 720 Sierra. This is Steve out in the garage. So let me see, this is going to be a little tricky here, but I went ahead and riveted in the back section of this plate, and that holds the back of the baggage compartment. So that is all riveted in now. And the motorcycles are going by. This is, of course, all riveted in the back here. Partially that's riveted in up there, but not all of it. It's mostly left clecoed from the back. The baggage door is just sitting in here. It's just clecoed to fit it in place and hold it as a place marker. The baggage floor is now completely riveted in. And this piece here is just a jig. It will come out. These will all have to be riveted in eventually, but that's the backrest to the rear seat as it comes back. This piece gets riveted after the two get joined, but that doesn't done yet. So we had a very difficult rivet way up there. I don't know if you can see, there's a red circle around that one that we had to get in. That was the last one we got in. And got your rudder cables are setting down in here. They're not tightened, or the springs are not put in yet, but they're in. A lot of, now these 3 rivets I have to drill out, and these 3 rivets I have to drill out because they go to these outside ones here and here, which I didn't realize until that, but these were put in. I've still got some clecos down in here that I guess I'm going to have to rivet in now before I join these sections together. Didn't tell me when to put them in. I just clecoed them in, didn't say rivet them yet, so I think it's time to rivet them. Let's see. This is all riveted in place. The parachute box has all been riveted in back here and up top and on the side, and the parachute cables have all been riveted in. Now I did reverse rivet these on the inside so that the nothing's sticking out for the parachute to grab onto. So that's that. This is just the blowout plates sitting here because it's a convenient place for me to put it. And there's the back of the luggage compartment. There is the GMU bracket. I need to buy the GMU and put it in. I don't have any electronics in yet. But that's that. And then we've got the fuselage, center fuselage here. Of course, these torque tubes here are in, but they're still tough. They've not been sanded. These other torque tubes up here, again, same thing, they're in. I'm trying to do this from here. And so they're still stiff. They don't just fall forward, but they're loosening up a little bit, and I still have to sand them. They've not been sanded. A lot of things are just clecoed in place, as you can see here. The center seatbelt brackets are just clecoed in right there, and they'll stay that way for a while. These are just clecoed in. What do you call it? The landing gear channel here, and the rear skin is just clecoed. Now I could take these out really because all of these other parts are riveted in these ribs, so it's not really going anywhere. I just left the clecos to hold them in place on this. And this is just some sandpaper I've got to put down in here. I did these riv nuts. No, instructions never told me I got to do these, but I saw on Evan's video I got to do these, so I still got to put those 6 in. I've not. I just push these in. I don't put them in. Sometimes I put some clecos on them just to hold them in place, but they don't get riveted in for quite a while yet. So you still got a lot of play in this stuff that you got to do. I did get these put in. Now the secret to this, I had a problem with Sling, and I told you in another video. Mount the back section in first, and then push this forward till you can get the grommet into it, or push it backwards, I should say, because mine was off by about a 1/2 inch. So it took a couple of us to push into it, but we got it in fine. Still got to be sanded. It's tight, but it's in and it doesn't move. And I went ahead and riveted these in here, but this plate is just sitting in here. It's not screwed in or anything. It's just sitting there because these two clecos are holding these pins together, because I may have to take this out to do sanding and stuff, but that can be done. So that's on. Same on the other side. I went ahead and put these side pieces in just because I had them and I wanted to see where they go. So now these 2 very front pieces have been riveted in down here, but that's just 3 rivets. The front engine mounts supports have just clecoed in. The front bar, let me come around here to the firewall, is just put in and held in with clecos, nothing riveted. I've got lots of rivets underneath here, I'm sorry, clecos just holding everything together. Same thing on the other side. The rudder pedals are in. They've not been matched yet completely, so still got to tweak on that. And I did the same thing with that one there. So the stick is in, but it's a little stiff in its movement. Let's see, there we go. But I can still take it out and sand it. But I got it in, and it's in place. So I wanted to make sure we got everything in. I did rivet these in place. Evan in his video doesn't do it until a later step, but I had already done it, and so I'll just deal with it. He's got some wire that he puts in through here. I can deal with that. I can put a hole in here and run some wire through there. It's just a little bit more difficult than the way he did it, but it can still be done. So anyway, that's in. Let's see. Again, this is just looking from the opposite side. It's still tight. It doesn't just fall. So these all have to be sanded, but at least they're in place. And the same with the bottom ones, but the stops forward and aft are in. So it does stop in the right place. Let's see, yeah, it's hard to see. But anyway, they're in. Seatbelt brackets, mounting brackets are in, but just clecoed. So that supports all of this in here. So that's as far as I've gotten. The next thing that we've got to do is I got to take this out, because this doesn't get, the seat back does not get put in until I join the seats. I join the 2 sections together. I've got it sitting in there with clecos, as you can see, but if I do that, if I put it in now, then it's really difficult to get to the rivets underneath here. So if I take this out and take this out, I'll be able to get the rivet gun down in here and rivet these easily enough to put it together into the other section. And then I'll put all these back in, and then rivet this in, and then just kind of sit this back in here like I did with the clecos until I get it all fitting loosely and working well. So anyway, that's just wanted to give you a quick show. So the next big thing that we've got to do on these two pieces is to put them together, join them together, and that's going to take a day or so, and I'm going to have to rearrange the entire garage because, let me see, I don't have the length in the garage to put the airplane. So I have measured the garage. I can put the airplane in diagonally, but I can't put it in front to back. So that means I have to rearrange my garage. So luckily everything is on casters. My sawhorse is on casters. All my my lumber supply, all my other things back here are all on casters. Generator can just come out. All the wood and everything over here, and some of the other stuff I got back here has got to come out. And so I got to pull all these things out. So I just got to have a nice day. I can pull it out into the driveway, put it in the air, put the plane together, put it diagonally, and then rearrange my garage. So it's a little bit of work, but it's okay. And up here I got my, on the right is my UHF VHF radio, and the one on the left is my 10 meter radio, and I just run an antenna out to the tree. So I got to rearrange a lot of this stuff when I put the airplane together, but I just wanted to give you guys a show, see what was showing, and let me go here, and there's the tail cone, all done. All right, guys, thanks. I'm gonna sign off here, and I'll catch you when we are putting the two pieces together. Thanks.